X-Men 97 Season 2 just finished up, and here are my thoughts on it. It was a good season. There are spoilers ahead before I go any further, so you've been warned. Come back when you've watched. Otherwise, you've been warned. Like I said, I fucking warned you. Um, it was okay. It started off really, really strong, and I know it had big shoes to fill compared to season one, which was magnificent. Fucking peak, right? 10 out of 10 across the board, across everybody's mind. And it looked like we were going to continue that trend with season two, especially after the first couple of episodes. You had the team split up between the past, the present, and the future, all dealing with Apocalypse in their own ways. And then we had the big cliffhanger from last season in which it was foreshadowed that Gambit was coming back as one of Apocalypse's horsemen. And we got around to that, but not in the way that we had hoped at all. Like, at all. So, once again, we had the first couple episodes with the time jumps, and I think the whole principle of this whole season and the whole theme, I'm sorry, not principle, but the whole theme is rushed. Everything felt rushed. Everything just didn't pace out the way it should have. This storyline honestly should have lasted the whole season with them in the past and in the future for a lot more than just these 4 episodes. Was it four? Yeah, the 4 episodes. Although they were great, again, it should have just carried on a little bit more. We should have spent a little bit more time with Nate in the past, learning how to become who we needed to. I'm sorry, in the future, and the X Men in the past, dealing with the rise of Apocalypse. But that's not what we got. Then we had filler episodes that just seemed weird and out of place, like the Weapon X episode with Wolverine. Once again, rushed. He got his claws back by episode 5. 5. And he talks about having to deal with the loss of it when he really didn't. I know technically he had spent months in the future, but we didn't get to experience that with him. We didn't get to see any of that anguish, um, any of those problems that he was having while being, without his metal. That sucked. The episode itself was fun, but it just felt out of place. That felt like it should have been in season 3, if I'm being quite honest, or one of the last episodes, if anything, if this was paced correctly in season 2. We then jump into Danger EXE, and you start seeing a change of pace too. Like, we know Bo DeMayo was removed from the project, and you definitely see a shift in how the series were handled. Now, they were directed beautifully, they were animated beautifully, but the pacing was just not there. I enjoyed that there was more of a focus on some of our side characters like Polaris and Nightcrawler, but still, those should have been like sub stories in the present and still having ongoing things in the past and in the future. X Corp was introduced a little again too quick because we got everybody back to where they were to the present too quickly. The fight with Exodus and Nightcrawler over Great and Creed was cool and all, but still, even that fight was rushed. The fight with Danger was rushed. Danger was stating something about survival of the fittest. I really thought she was going to come back towards the end and have a big impact. No, Exodus. I thought he was going to have a bigger impact than he did. No, like all these great fucking characters were wasted. Then the biggest waste of them all, Gambit, foreshadowed again to be the Horseman of Death when we didn't even get that. We got a lame ass redesign with him too. We had a really cool foreshadowing the first season with the skull for a face. That would have been really cool as a figure of death. But no, instead he's going to be Apocalypse's new body, which makes zero sense. He's a powerful guy, but that's not somebody that Apocalypse would go for. And then even that's rushed. We deal with that in one episode. One episode, Dead Man's Hand. Come on, like why did we rush that? See, even the heavens are like, nope, that was bad. Um, yeah, we get that inner battle with Remy, and it's weird. It's a weird pacing. And then our final episode, although we had some really cool action scenes, we had a great fight scene between the X Men and with the combined forces of X Force and X Factor. It was still very underwhelming once we got to that final fight with Apocalypse's Gambit body with again another lame ass design. Like, why? Why was that rushed? Why was the fight just like that? The fight with Gambit and not Cassandra. What is her name? Jesus Christ, I can't remember her name. Right. The external. I can't remember what her name was. I know it and I can't see it right here. Anyways, he takes her out like that, and even ends it real quick. But the fight scenes were they were just everything was rushed. What I felt should have happened here was we got some foreshadowing for Onslaught, cliffhanger with that. Going to next season with Age of Apocalypse. That's where I thought everything was going. I thought this was all lining up for a big bad battle with Apocalypse. Wrong. All in all, you could see the change of hands really, really was disrupted when we lost our showrunner. It sucks. Again, cool moments that we've had. The X Force episode was awesome. I love that they highlighted Jubilee into a badass that she is. Like her scenes in the X Force episode and the final episode, showing her power set and how skilled she has become. Awesome. No longer the little kid. Fucking loved it. Um, the fight with Cable and his destiny against his parents just didn't seem right. Like I get the principle of it, but it still didn't feel like that would have actually happened. Given what I know of the characters and what they built, nah, they would have come to an understanding and figured it out. And they could have. Nightcrawler's sacrifice was impactful and it was strong and unnecessary, honestly, but I get where they were coming from with that. It's again his faith. And it does tug on the heartstrings, fairly so, but I don't know. All in all, it just wasn't there for me. I give the first season a 10 out of 10. I give this one a 5 out of 10 if I'm being honest. I'm really hoping that we pick up the pace for season 3. We already know we're going to 3 and a 4. We have the big, weird, but big in credit scene with Raven herself, Mystique. You know, the theory was that Val was her the whole time. Wrong. Val's just a cunt, and that was her the whole time. And now we're going to have Mystique in her role. Definitely shifting some things around. We're going to see the assassination of Graydon Creed for sure, like with the clip that they showed at San Diego Comic Con with the Brotherhood and with her in power and past storylines. Graydon Creed's definitely going to get capped, especially from what we saw of him in this season. Done. But where are they going to go from there? What's the next big bad? I again, Mystique's going to be the political big bad, but we still need a force, and hopefully we are getting Onslaught. Makes sense, but for Onslaught to work for real, we need more of our MCU or MCU, but our Marvel heroes that exist in that world. The Avengers. There was no chance. Our cameos were very limited this season. Spider-Man again. Fantastic Four. All of them. They all live in this world, right? A Hulk, we have to bring them about for the Onslaught story to properly work. I'm disappointed, if I'm being honest. Like, I was really hyped, of course, like everybody else, and they were fun, but they just didn't hit the mark. Let me know what you thought of the season down below. Of course, until the next Alertment Nerds, appreciate you.